Casper Jones. I handcraft skateboards for Life Skateboards, and you're watching Days with Casper. We're going to be emptying out some presses today, loading them up, and then tomorrow we're going to shape some boards, do the same thing, and then really late on Thursday night. Oh, turn my phone on Do Not Disturb. Real late on Thursday night, we're going to press as well because I am going to be leaving on Friday for something really exciting. So these skateboards are available at lifeskateboard.com. If you're watching from the live afterwards, thank you so much. What's up, Blake? Got some super exciting news today. If you guys didn't see before, we went and got a car. Thanks to all the donations on the GoFundMe. I'm going to be emptying out the presses as I'm talking here. But I said on Instagram I'm only going to talk about this on YouTube. But I'm pretty stoked. I got an invite back to Pennsylvania. So me and Luke are going to go ahead and do that. So that's pretty rad. Stoked on that. What's up, guys? It has been a little bit of a while. What's up, Imp? My favorite Imp. It has been a little while, but now I am mobile, so we are going to get pressing as much as we can, and then I am going to take that trip. But when we get back from the trip, I will be pressing a lot. And while we're on the trip, I am going to try to go live as much as I can. Because there's going to be some really cool people with us. That I am really stoked to hang out with. Right now I am just lowering the screws on the jacks here. Just a little bit. All right. Like I said, we are just going to empty these guys out here. Label them off the dates they were pulled from the press. Just being stubborn. It'd probably help if I unlocked it all the way. Nope, it's just being real stubborn today. All right. And sorry if I'm not getting into this very much. Yep, you already know, man. I will definitely be seeing you. Rob, I will definitely be hitting you up. I think we're going to leave early on Friday and take the 10-hour drive just straight through. So it's going to be great to see you again, man. I am stoked. And as is tradition, apparently, every time I get a new car, the BAM man has to sign it. So I got to find somewhere for him to sign. My visor isn't a good spot for him to sign anymore. I do have the visor that he signed on the last car. We are also going to be pressing 8-plies today in the long press, as opposed to the standard 7 that we usually do. All right, I'm going to remove the upper part of this mold here, set it aside, and we'll go ahead and lower this one down. Now I went ahead and pulled the long and wide layups. Those are already 7-plies, so I'm just going to have to add a quarter to each of the longs. And then we're going to go ahead and pull these standards, and we'll get to pressing. I've got a stack of boards to shape in the other room that I'm going to get to tomorrow. All right, let's get this lowered down. Then I'm going to go back through, empty them out, lock the jacks, and then we'll get to sorting and pressing. If you didn't know, these boards are available at lifeskateboard.com. Again, that is lifeskateboard.com. There is no console. I'll figure something out. Whether it's, I think I might have them just sign above the visor. I'm not sure. We'll figure it out. It's more of a tradition thing at this point. That first morning I met him, I asked, I had just gotten that car, so the one that got smoked by a semi. All right, so that guy is nice and lowered down. We are labeling them for the date that they were placed in the press. That was 6/2 on some of these guys. So some of these are actually ready to pull out of the press. I am currently looking for a Sharpie to mark the dates on these because I have a tendency to set aside the Sharpies and never see them again. I am really good at that. I found a wrench. No Sharpie. No Sharpie. I found my sunglasses. That's nice. Retro. Retro, Sam. How did I bring all of these I brought a whole handful of Sharpies because I knew that I'm the one that misplaces the Sharpies. Dang it. I'll find one, guys. This just might take me a second. Well, these might get labeled a little different today. All right, let's go ahead and pull these wides out here. So between these two presses that I'm about to empty out, this one and then the next one next to it, they're the same concave. This first one just has kicks that are closer together. So this is our wide press, then we have a long press and a standard press. And I am not seeing everything on there. That's so smart, dude. I think we need to do that. Sam, you know what? Sam lost part of his, so he should just replace it with that. It's perfect. That sounds like a great idea. 6, 2, 26, and then we mark it for wide. That way it is always in the stack of the same concave. Stacking them in the same concave prevents snapback. So this is the kick and concave that we achieve with these boards. We don't want any of that to snap back at us. All right, and then these plastic separators here, they just keep some of the glue off of the press itself and keeps the board separate. All right, we're gonna pull out the center mold here. And go ahead and get ready to label these. And if I start sweating, it's because it's a little hot. I taught the camps at Q this morning. So I'm just be happy you guys are not in the same room as me right now. I was sweating a lot. Then I was like, go home and take a shower before work. Wait a minute, you work alone. You're the only one that has to deal with it. Casper's keeper will just deal with me when I walk in the door. Where is my separator? Separator? I hardly know her. All right. Sometimes those separators don't actually separate the boards themselves, so I gotta force them separate. All right, one more out of the wide here, and then we will be moving on to the long. All right. Four more cured wides right there. I'm gonna go ahead and lock this jack down. That way we don't have to mess with it again later. All right. Let's get you over here. And I'm sorry you guys are a little bit farther away while we're starting off here. While I'm not showing off really cool stuff, I'm going to save that battery, and I've got you guys on a charger over there right now. All right. These natural wood grains on these guys are real pretty. Really liking those. These are the up to 11.75 inch wide boards. So yes, some of the 10 inches do come out of this. We do not, I am not loading the 15-inch mold today. There's two long. Let's go ahead and remove that center mold there. Remove the next two. And then we have 6 that we fit in the standard over here. That is a new change here at Life. It's gotten pretty efficient with the hand gluing. So I'm able to get 6 in there without getting into the playtime on the glue, which is really nice. Wow. You can kind of always expect 1 out of 4 to split, but this veneer is really good. Sweet, that was 8 perfectly intact pressed boards. And 4 of these are something Sam specifically needed. Looks like they're getting cut. All right, let's go ahead and lock this jack down here. And we will move on to the next one. There's a little bit of glue on this press, so I'm going to clean that off before we move along. Oh, we don't have any bumps on the bottom of these pressed boards. You want a nice consistent surface across this. All right, we're going to lock this up, and you guys are going to get a much better look at what I'm doing while I'm actually gluing and pressing. If you guys have never watched before, you are watching Life Skateboards be made. This is just the start right here. I'm prepping the presses to be able to load them all up for you guys. Yeah, the 1175 was the biggest board that we had before we made the 15-inch press. That was the barge. And we thought that thing was big. And now we got people that are, oops. Now we got 15-inch boards. All right, there's a nice natural standard. Pretty. That's youth boards. Where are my standard stack? All right. Six three 26. 6'3", 26. Oopsies. I lucked out on that one. Apparently, I did not put a separator in between those two. And they somehow came apart. Neat. Lots of naturals. All right, so there were 3. Let's pull the center. And these are the last 3 that we're pulling. Ooh, yes. This is that yellow veneer that a lot of it's core quality, but some of it's I've been able to salvage as face quality. So that's pretty nice. All right. And we are good to go. All right, we are going to go ahead and move on to pulling the layups for standard now. This is the 7-ply boards. If you'll see right here, I already went ahead and pulled the layups for the long and wide press. That's these guys right here. I actually need to pull 4 of these aside. All right, there's those. So these are all set up to be 7 plies. So I need to add a core to each of these. And there's a couple of cores. And we are just going to slide these 2 cores right in the middle. So where there's usually 2, where there's usually 1 core in between these guys, I'm going to go ahead and put an extra one. So there will be 2 cores sandwiched between each of the crossbands on these. And if I messed up, I'll find out later. All right. So we've got these all ready to go here. That was quick. Now we're going to go ahead and pull the layups for standard. Now, we should have some good size faces here. Yep. So we're going to go ahead and try to pull some natural faces out of these just so we don't have to waste any colors. Yep. So we do not dye crossbands. We actually get dyed veneer for the core. Crossbands are not dyed. We only have the dyed veneer for the standard boards. There's a core, face, face, core, 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 core. Lots of core. All right, what's this? This looks good. There's a good face right there. One of the faces I set aside is not a face. Core. 2, 3. So the difference between core and face quality is blemishes or no blemishes. So that should be pretty easy to figure out. There's a pretty one for a bottom ply right there. Go ahead and sandwich those. Several of these, actually. Well, that'll be a good bottom ply as well. All right. So there are 4 natural bottoms, and now we will go ahead and pull all of the natural faces for the color bottoms here. We got 1. There's a core. 2, 3, core, 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 natural. All right. So we're going to go ahead and set these 4 aside here. I mean 3. I don't know how to count, guys. I mean 2. Whoops. Whoopsies. It's been a long day. Camp started at 9 a.m. this morning. Let's go ahead and throw 2 cores in each of these naturals here. And we're just going to go ahead and throw a color core in the top of these. I like how those look when they've got 1 color core in them. There's a core. Let's go ahead and throw that on the top there. I like to make it the second from the top ply. That way it kind of outlines the shape from the top once the shape is cut out. There's one. All right. So now we're looking for face quality. Ooh, that is beautiful. Wow. Whew. I don't know how well you guys can see the patterns on this, but this is like a wavy bird's eye. This is so cool. Somebody's getting a really cool bottom ply on their board. Man, why does that always happen? So you guys just witnessed the disappointing thing that happens. Beautiful board, beautiful piece of veneer because of all the patterns on it. The thing that makes the patterns happen also raises the likelihood of that happening. So now it's core. Sucks. Nobody's ever going to see that piece of wood. Same with that one. Dang. Lots of core in these. Lots of core in these. Here's a good bottom ply right there. Another core. There we go. There's a good bottom ply. So now we got to throw the crossbands in there. So the crossbands are what give the board strength in every direction. That would be these guys right here. So the grain goes the opposite way. All right. So between around the center ply, we're going to sandwich that with crossbands. So on this one, the center of the board is 1 core sandwiched between 2 of these crossbands. On the 8 plies we just did, it's 2 sandwiched between 2 crossbands. There are never more than 2 crossbands in a deck. The rest of the deck plies are going to be vertically grained. Two more here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right, guys, we're about to get started here with the actual gluing and pressing of the boards. So we're going to go ahead and start with the wides. That is actually going to take us the least amount of time, which is a very rare situation. And then we're going to move on to the longs. That'll take us a little bit less time. And then the standards, since we're doing 6, even with less surface area, it'll take about the same amount of time as the other ones. So what we're going to do is go through 4 of them. We're gonna glue them all up, tape them, set them aside, and then we move the camera over to the press, load them up. You guys get to watch these glue start to squeeze out of it, and then we will move on from there. I am excited for what's going to happen this weekend. Hopefully, I'll be able to go live with you guys while I'm out there, and if not, sorry. Oh, you know it. So much veneer. And veneer is expensive. It's like gold. All right, let's get to it. Master of opinion, what do you think? I agree. All right. Let's lower you guys down a little bit. Somehow that didn't knock the mic loose. Let's clean this table off and we will get started. Here's the tape that we tape up either end with. I'll go ahead and get that started before my hands have glue on them. And we'll do that right over here. Make sure I don't ruin some more shirts of my own. Oh, yes, it does. It does. It's awful. I gotta ask for the Wi-Fi. Or else it won't work. Or else you can't get a hold of nothing or do nothing. I swear. All right. So let's get going here. We are gonna go ahead and reload the tray here with glue and get started. So like I said, we have 4 7-ply wides to get done here, and then we're gonna load up some 8-ply longs. So here at Life Skateboards, we do everything in-house and we make them to order. That means you can pick whatever you want. You can get a 7-ply board as our standard, you can get an 8-ply board, you can get a 6-ply board, you can get whatever shape you want, wheelbase, whatever you want. We're gonna make it. There is a case. Where's the case? All right. You know, Rob, what's wild is that here locally, we have a spot that is called Hell's Ditch by the skateboarders, but everyone else either calls it the Castle or Beer Castle. And that's like a meetup spot here. So it's really confusing when I say the castle to people around here. I'm going to be real honest with you. I genuinely just forgot what I was doing in the middle of doing it. All right. Knocking stuff over. It's been a long day. All right, these are our 7-plies right here. All right, so I'm gonna do a little breakdown on these plies. So inside of your skateboard, you've got standard, got 7 plies of maple. There's 2 different directions on them. You got these vertical grains right here, and then these things called crossbands with horizontal grains. Out of the vertical grains, there's 2 different types of qualities. You've got a face quality, really pretty, no blemishes. That goes on the outside of the deck. And then a core quality is like this. You can have some blemishes like that. That goes on the inside of the deck. So inside of your board, you have face, core, crossband, core, crossband, core, and face. Now, if you just watched me load up, get all of those layups ready over there, I pulled a 8-ply, so that would be adding another core right here. If we wanted to make it a 6-ply, we would pull out this bottom core. 6-ply is not as strong, but it is lighter. Our 7-ply boards are extremely strong. So all right, we're gonna go ahead and get started here. So we roll the glue by hand on every deck to ensure a full glue coverage on every side of every ply of your skateboard. That way we can guarantee against delam. Most factories are going to use a glue machine. Wildly efficient, extremely efficient. However, that's going to get both sides of the veneer, so it's got to miss the top and bottom ply. We don't like that, the idea of that here, so we just go ahead and roll it by hand. If you want some not from me opinions of the company, you can check out our reviews. You can check what our customers have to say about us. We have had one negative review with a description, and that was someone who apparently didn't know we were very, very well known for our deep concave, and we're not happy about how deep our concave was. We're so happy about it, I quoted that review for an ad, so. Hey, thank you, Banner. If anybody's new to the channel, you are watching the Days with Casper. I work for Life Skateboards handcrafting skateboard decks. I try to go live as much as I can while I'm working. Not only just obviously get the word out about the company, but I really like sharing this with you guys. And being given the opportunity to share it is awesome. Now, if you guys do buy any supers or anything like that, make sure you put a note on there. I'll write it inside the skateboard. You, me, and everybody watching knows, but nobody else knows. Keep skating. See? I used to write little motivational notes inside of a lot of the boards. So now you guys get in on it. It's pretty fun. Let's see. Other things you can expect on this channel. We take a lot of trips, especially now that we've got a new vehicle, which I'm very grateful for. So we do those trips mainly out to like Cleveland area, but we will be going to Pennsylvania very soon. Not sure how much of a video we'll be making from that trip, but we're going to have a good time. Definitely show you guys what's going on with that. Other things that happen on this channel, we talk about skateboarding. We talk about events that are going on. We talk about sobriety, all kinds of fun stuff. So I like to bring this up on these lives, especially when there's new viewers. I am an addict in recovery as well as the owner of the company. And we both are very open about our experiences in the hopes of helping people that were in positions that we were in. So if you're watching this right now and you're thinking like, dang, I could never get sober, I promise you, I had those thoughts too. Or, no, the world isn't meant for a sober me, or I'm not good enough to be sober. I promise you, I had those thoughts too. Throw them out. Life can get hard, but at the end of the day, things will get better if you keep trying. I promise you, life with clarity is so much better than trudging through life in the drunken stupor I used to. But anyway, there went my little sobriety spurt. All right, so this guy just got all glued up. Next step here is to bring it over here. I'm gonna angle you guys this way. What's up, buddy? Thank you for tuning in. And we're gonna be doing this for each of the boards. So I tape up either end of this. That way when it's in the press, the plies themselves don't shift around under pressure. All right, that guy's good to go. Grab the next one here. Hey there, Franz. Thanks for tuning in. Extremely appreciative of everybody that pops in here, sticks around, and interacts with it. I was trying to have a very consistent live schedule, going live every day if I could. Unfortunately, if you didn't see, I got absolutely smoked by a semi a few weeks ago, and left me in a pretty rough situation, especially since I was recovering from a surgery as well. But hopefully we'll be getting back to more consistent lives now that I have a vehicle. Huge thank you to everyone who helped out with that. The GoFundMe is currently still up to cover the insane insurance that we had to sign up with, and unfortunately the payments that we got stuck with, but extremely grateful to everybody that's helped out with that. And there is a link to that posted to my channel if you feel like helping. I'm extremely grateful. Huge shout out to DKL non-abrasive grip tape, by the way. I can't thank them enough. If you've watched me skate, you know that I skate DKL. It saves your shoes. It's awesome. They have been supporting me for years, sending me grip and stuff. I looked at the GoFundMe this morning and they had donated to it. So, and I don't ride for their team. I'm just some guy that they work with, and they cared about me enough to help me out this morning. So I'm extremely grateful for that. So if you're ever like, if you're one of those people that wants to support companies that really care about the people they work with, DKL and non-abrasive grip tape is a great choice. I know it's not for everybody, but it really does save my shoes. I am skating the same shoes that I had Bam sign last year when I was at his house. You know it, Charles. Handcrafted skateboard decks. You might not be watching any shaping today, unfortunately. I've got a big stack in the next room that I'm going to take care of tomorrow. We are loading up our wide, long, and standard press today. The wide is getting 7 plies. The long is getting 8 plies, and the standard is going to get 6 standard 7 plies. We are only 2 boards in at the moment. But if you haven't watched this before, this is Life Skateboards. Handcrafted right here in Indiana and available at lifeskateboard.com. It's pretty awesome when you get to know the people that are making your boards. If there's ever an issue, you know exactly who to go to. It's pretty rad. And the boards last a really long time. Before I worked here, I fell in love with these boards. Every time I could get my hands on one, this is the board I was riding. All right, there's board number 2 right there. And tape that up and set it aside just like we did the other one. And remember, we are just taping these up so that the ends don't slide around on us once we load them into the press. All right, let's set these back over here. Got 2 more to do before we load them in. From Oregon, that's rad. Awesome, thanks for tuning in. Hey Twix, what's up? Good to see you back here. What do I think of making water skis? So that's a completely different process. I'm gonna be really honest with you. I know nothing about it. Nothing, not a thing. I skate. So if that is like a big industry or something, it's not something that I would want to tackle because it bums me out when I see people in manufacturing jobs in skateboarding that aren't a part of skateboarding. I know that sounds a little weird, but there's not that many jobs in the industry. So obviously, I mean, it's a dream of a lot of people to work in the skateboarding industry. So I think propellers would be really cool too. Bam's not here right now. No. Bam is in, I think he's home, isn't he? He's in PA. Oh, you got your dog Molly's watching? My first dog when I was a kid. One of my first dogs was Molly. That's awesome. Oh. No. That's Mingus is Rob. He's a buddy I met out in PA the first time I went out there. So big supporter, big help, and a good friend of mine. He just so happens to be out there while I'm there. Yeah. That's what I figured. I saw that, dude. I saw that rail the Dern Bros posted. That thing is wild. I am not gonna touch that thing. I am telling you that right now. Just kidding. I'll make Luke do it. He doesn't skate rails at all. Some kids asked me to help them skate rails today. That was a bummer. You know it. Ooh. Really? Wow. Hope she's been a great help to you since then. Ah, right on, Raymond. Well, that's pretty neat and all, but I love making skateboards, so I like my skateboards. Adopted her for you. Yeah, that is awesome. Ooh. Oh man, that you're reminding me, Banner. You're reminding me of we had something similar. I'm about to tell you guys story of Lil Casper, and if my childhood friend Wes ever sees this, I love you, buddy. So, neighbor kid, the only person I skated with growing up. We used to set pallets up on his driveway, light them on fire and skate them, tie bottle rockets to our trucks and light them and skate them, all kinds of fun stuff. We had a little shack like that. The shack had a little, he had a shack where it was Jones sodas around the whole thing, and we knew exactly which one to hide the cigarettes in. I could make a propeller skateboard. Dude, that would be kind of funny, to be honest. Like a little propeller right in the front that just goes a little faster every time you go faster. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's definitely a job. But I've been doing this for about 4 years. The owner of the company has been doing it since 2012. I absolutely love it, though. I'm very grateful that this is my job. It was definitely a dream of mine for the majority of my life. And now here I am, making Life Skateboards, available at lifeskateboard.com. Rob, if only you knew the Lowell Casper and Wes that terrorized the town we were from. There is a town ordinance that no one is allowed to launch off fireworks outside of the week surrounding the 4th of July in that town because of us. Oh, well, Wes, unfortunately, that's just not something that I talk about too much on here. But there are lots of people that, with the company. The owner of the company is very religious. Um, I personally am not, and the acceptance and love that I've received from the owner here outside of that has been very nice and helpful. I don't talk too much about those things here because I like to be able to offer a path to sobriety that doesn't involve that. Not saying that a path to sobriety that does involve that is anything bad, just different. That way, you know, if there's someone that is leaning towards religion or something like that to get themselves sober, I have someone like Sam to be able to send them to. But if that's something that they're deterred by, I don't want the deterrence of religion to deter someone from sobriety, if that makes sense. And there's no judgment in that or anything like that. I just want to leave myself open to be able to help as many people as I can. I could go gold panning, that's for sure. Hey, see you, Banner. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sure I'll see you around. Hope I don't alienate anybody by talking about the things that like that, but I'm just going to be honest with you guys about those things. Absolutely, Rob. Absolutely. Definitely strongly believe that. Oh, definitely understand that. And I am proud of you for your faith and proud of anyone that can keep their faith. And grateful to those people because I know that the evangelism comes from a place of love. So I'm never offended by it, never hurt by it. Just not something I get into too much. Oh, dang it, Raymond, I'm sorry. Raymond, look out. Everybody, I have to make a formal apology to Raymond real quick. I triggered him. And you know how I feel about triggering people. I don't like to do that. That's why I use this super American big pocket knife right here that's made in China to not trigger people. We're making skateboards, buddy. I don't know who that is at all, nor do I care. Until you're talking, if you want to talk about like Gator or somebody like that, we can talk about that. But it's up to you. There you go. See? That's right there. See? R.I.P. Mark Johnson. Absolutely. I wish more people would have cared when he needed it. Got you, Raymond. Love and respect your worldview. I promise. I'm a person that respects the majority of worldviews, as long as they don't intersect with my own freedoms. To BAM? What do you mean? What happened to BAM? Wow, congratulations, Wes. That's awesome. I don't think so. Not really. But what happened to BAM? BAM was put through a lot, like predatory rehab and stuff goes, but he's got a powerful recovery story and he's doing so well right now. I'm so stoked for him. Congratulations on sobriety. Oh yeah. Yeah. Definitely went through some predatory rehabs, that's for sure. I'm really glad that I got him to talk about those things. If you want to see a video of that, by the way, there is a... Where did I already lost the tape somehow? How did I do that? There is... Why do I do this to myself? A full video out on my channel that has an interview with Bam talking about sobriety, what he had to go through. I think it's very powerful and helpful to a lot of people. All right, we are about to get to actually pressing these boards, guys. It's only been a long time. All right, let's get it going here. What's up, Clicks? Hey, what's up, man? It has been a while. Unfortunately, those are some of the questions that are part of the reason why I don't talk about it too much, because those are hard for me to even discuss. Matthew, I'm gonna say something that might upset a lot of people about the skateboarding industry. It might upset. It's gonna be all right, Amp. But I don't think we'll ever get straight stories on, unfortunately, the reason that people like Mark die. The reason we lose those people, I think it's a symptom of some serious problems within the skateboarding industry that don't get talked about enough. I mean, there wasn't talk around Jake Phelps's death, and that should have been a wake-up call. And it is really upsetting to have dead friends and have people I look up to that definitely died the same ways, that was swept under the rug. And unfortunately, the things that put them away sometimes were celebrated. But again, that's just my opinion. I have strong opinions that a lot of people don't share with me, so I just share my own. I've heard a couple of stories. I would hate to make assumptions about what exactly happened, but I know we'll probably never know the truth. Maple is the best wood for skateboarding. Yeah, definitely was painful to watch for a little while there. I even talked to him about those times. The sobriety is very important to me. Sobriety was the first thing I talked to him about when I met him. And it was very powerful. Seems like he's surrounding himself with people with the same mentality as well. Like Rob, like Ted. If you don't know who Head is, oh boy, you're in for a treat when you learn who he is. He is an excellent individual with a very large head. I hope I get to see Head. I really hope I do. Hey, Denise, thanks for tuning in. It has been a while. Okay, good. I'm going to text him. He better make whatever he makes in the story he says is how he met Bam, that Bam keeps saying is a lie. Grabbing my sticks, and then we are good to go here, guys. I just need one more stick, and we will be raising this guy up. How did I lose my sticks? There we go. All right. So we're going to raise these guys up here. Make sure they are aligned really well. There we go. I am sorry to hear that, Em. I appreciate that you felt that this is turned into space where that's a good thing to be able to share here. I'm so excited for it, dude. So the last time I went to the castle, I couldn't bend my left leg very well at all. Like, couldn't get down into a pistol squat to save my life. So I cannot wait to skate the castle at 100%. I've got some new tricks I want to try. I already sent him a picture or a video of the wall plant that I just did at Q because that's what I told him I wanted to do that at his house. I want to skate that spine in the driveway. I want to Miller flip that thing so bad. Yeah, yeah, I did, and it was very frustrating. I have a video of that Bam filmed where I do a Miller flip finger flip over the spine at Westside, and then I did a Miller flip finger flip over the spine at Westside. Bam turns the camera to himself and goes, "Hell yeah!" and then goes back to me, and I go, "I'm gonna throw up." I strongly agree with you, Rifleman. Oh, heck yeah. All right. So you guys just watch these kicks form right here. I just go until it holds my body weight, and we're good to go. All right. So you're watching that glue squeeze right out of there. Real nice. That's how you know there's enough. So the next one here is going to be all 8 plies. It's going to take a little bit longer. Not much, Josiah. Thanks for tuning in. We've got who made those announcements here. Rob in the chat there is actually going to be in PA when we get out there. So I'm excited to see him again. Ooh, guys, we got an adjustment issue I need to handle over here, so give me one moment. I don't know how this got so far out of alignment here. Constantly checking my work, though, to make sure that the end product is always good. I truly don't know how this got so off-center, though. It's pretty far off. How'd you do that? I have trouble seeing straight lines, apparently. All right, good to go. There we go. That's way better. All right. Sorry about that. And we're back. Whew. Am I sweaty? Yes, it's hot. I'm sure, dude. It looks like such a good time. All right, we're doing the 8 plies. Yeah, Josiah got to meet him at the cordon opening. Josiah has been my judge for a lot of the contests that we have at LP. He's a good friend of mine and a local at Lawrence Skate Park. Whew. I would probably go by LP tonight. I think I'm like 6 days behind on the daily tricks thing. Sorry, I did a wall plant today. Hope that counts. But I have to be at Q Skate Park at 9 a.m. tomorrow for a camp. And then I am coming from there to here to shape boards. And when we're done shaping, we'll come back in here and press. And then Thursday night, real late, or possibly Friday morning, super early, I will be in here pressing for the last time before we hit the road. It is, isn't it? Yeah, you're right. You know what? Nope, you're right. Nope. I've done 2 now because I went back and redid the wall plant at LP on the same kicker. Oh, no way. Congratulations. That is huge. That 8 stair is a huge accomplishment. So if you guys didn't know, if you're familiar with our graphics here at Life Skateboards, the Lori graphic, which is available for any of the boards, has an 8 stair in the background of it. That 8 stair is actually the exact 8 stair at our local park in Lawrence, and that's what he's talking about hitting right there. We have big contests there every year. It's going to be awesome. Tight bond 2. So Josiah, I am running a camp and then heading out the moment the camp closes. I think the camp ends before the park opens. I think there's like an hour in between, and I am leaving in that hour to get over here and work. Yeah, that 8 stair, Rob. You know it. Tight bond 2. Wait, did you ask for 3? If it was 3, I apparently cannot see that is 3 eyes on there. My bad. But yeah, tight bond 2. Tight bond 3 is overkill. We have found. There's actually a Facebook group called the Makers Movement. It's a bunch of people doing similar things. And one of those guys did a experiment with tight bond 2 and left cuts from uncuts using tight bond 2 outside for a very long time. Really good results with the tight bond 2. What's up, Ordo? Thank you for popping in here. If you're unfamiliar with what you're watching, Life Skateboards are being made in front of you. These guys are going in the long press, and they are going to look a little thick. They are 8 plies. These are for special orders. Whenever somebody orders an 8 ply, we'll go ahead and press several of them. That way, if there's an issue with it, we don't have to wait to press another one. And then we've got some on standby, ready to go if somebody orders them next. Hey man, trial and error. That is exactly what skateboard making is. I wish I could get Sam on here to talk about the first board that he ever made. I obviously wasn't around for that, but he tells a good story about it. I think it was like 15 plies of extremely thin veneer. And then it's just trial and error. I mean, over here, we actually have, so we have that 15-inch press. We actually made 2 of those. One of them has kicks that are further apart. One of them never made boards for customers because it didn't work. So even us, we still end up with some things that don't work. But I am grateful that there's people like you out there that really enjoy this information. Because it's something that I'm passionate about and something that I'm passionate about sharing. So I'm always happy to answer questions when I have the time to. Good question. Well, they're called trucks, not chucks. So your deck is what's going to last you the least amount of time out of your entire setup. These boards themselves are handcrafted, so they last a little bit longer than your factory boards. We do sell trucks, wheels, everything else, but you're going to want trucks. I've heard them called all kinds of things, though. How long does it take to make a board from start to finish? So we're gluing these up right here. These guys will be under pressure in the press for 24 hours, and then they will cure in a stack of their own concave for 7 days before the shape is cut out. After that, it just goes through a series of shaping, sanding, graphic application, drying, and moving on and getting it to you. So we have a 2 to 3 week max turnaround just in case we have to press something twice. Oh, why would I laugh at you? Listen, I used to work in a skate shop. I have been asked for trunks. I have been asked for the tires on a skateboard. I have been asked for, I mean, I knew exactly what you're talking about because you are not the only person in this world to call them chucks. If anybody makes fun of you for it, they clearly don't understand that most of skateboarding is heard, not written. Ooh. Oh, voice to text. See, look at that. You didn't even make the mistake. I have actually heard that one though. That's funny. Though it was just a voice to text mistake. That's funny. But yeah, we do sell trucks. But whenever you need a new board, bud, we're right here for you. We make everything. Just check out lifeskateboard.com. We got Chuck Bennett in here. Chuck is learning the news. Chuck, I'll call you after this. I'm keeping it a little on the down low as far as locals go. But an invite happened. Yeah, dude, tires on a skateboard. So me and Chuck actually used to work in a skate shop together. He ran the shop on Saturdays. I lived upstairs, so when he got swamped, I'd run down and help him out. And I worked there through the week, and he'd pop in on Friday nights to help on his way in. And then on Friday night, I'd take all the boards. There were on the board walls. They were all full except for the top 2 rows. So on Friday night, right before Chuck worked, I used to take all of those boards and move them up too. Chuck is a little shorter than me. I love you, Chuck. I'm sorry I said that to the internet. I tell that story to everybody, dude. You are going to be a little mad at me when I call you later, by the way. Sorry. We are located in New Powell, Indiana, just 20 minutes east of Indianapolis. Chuck is from Richmond, Indiana. It has a great skate scene and a awesome little skate park there. Oh, dang, that's funny. I didn't even know Chuck was using the step stool. Yeah, I thought I was so clever on Friday nights going through and raising everything up just a little bit. That's funny. Oh, man. And always making sure I didn't drink all the watermelon Mountain Dews. That was the other thing. Had to leave a couple of those for you every time. And dude, if dipshit wouldn't have ruined it, we would have had Red Bull in the shop. Dude, if he would have just left it alone and let me handle it, he would have had Red Bull in the shop. But no. Sorry, everybody. Dipshit is the person that doesn't need to be brought up. Dip, 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 dip. Dude, if he would have handed that shop over to us, whew, whew. I mean, life would be very different. I probably wouldn't be working here. So I guess I'm glad. Oh, yeah. Ooh. Yeah, dude, it was awesome working with Chuck. Chuck was always the guy that I went to whenever I didn't know enough about wheels because he has an extremely extensive knowledge on wheels. He has an extremely technical knowledge of skateboarding in general. So it's it was awesome to have him there for that, and just really made that job fun. I don't know, running a skate shop with 2 people is so fun because you're just like assembly line building people's trucks. It was during COVID, so the if you weren't aware, the COVID caused a massive boom in the skateboarding industry. And so we were setting up boards left and right for people for their first boards. So the artwork on our boards is majority done by Ben Blakely. I'm glad you brought that up because I get to talk about our graphics. We apply all of our graphics with hand-carved lino blocks because we were very against heat transfers here at Life Skateboards. So we commission local artists to carve out the relief image of our graphic into lino block material, and then we apply it like a big stamp. The majority of our graphics are done by Ben Blakely. A couple of them were done by some customers, as far as like the big bullseye one was done by Ben Prout, and then Fat Ram Tattoo did a couple of them as well. Ooh. Oh man. Rob, one day I'm going to be bringing Chuck and Blake out there. I'm hoping to have a conversation about that on this trip. Yeah, I am hoping to have a very good conversation about that guy who tray flipped and heel flipped and fakie flipped, I think, the double set at Corden, especially that heel that was first try, dude. That was good. I have been showing that stuff off as much as I could. And we are moving on to standards next after this one. One day, don't you worry. One day when this channel is doing really, really well, and I'm making, you know, a good income off of this, the plan is to have the guys that help me out with the channel, like Chuck and Blake and Luke and the occasional Nick, and we'll have the occasional Justin on here and stuff like that. My plan would be to make sure that they get taken care of as well. So that's the plan. That's the big plan right there. Is to one day grow this channel into something that gives me an opportunity to give back to all the people that have helped me pave the path to where I'm at today. And Chuck is a big part of that. Not outside of the channel as well. Just been a very, very good friend to me in times when I really needed it. So exactly. If I'm eating, you're eating. I'm grateful that I've ended up surrounding myself with people like that. We do not build electric boards. However, we have in the past taken our long panhead. That's a board with like a 17-inch wheelbase, so pretty wide wheelbase, and made a datum in it for a boosted motor. I know we don't make them, but we will help somebody make one. Our customer that had us make him one broke his leg on it. Because, I mean, think about it. Those boosted boards aren't very, you know, like the boards are solid, but they're not as solid as a handcrafted board. Attach a motor to one of our boards. That sounds scary to me. When one of our boards goes shooting across the park, I get scared. Like when my board shoots out and I don't know where it's going, I am very confident that I'm about to take somebody's teeth out or knock somebody's chin. And So I can't imagine attaching a motor to that. Guys, give me a second here. You guys don't need to hear this. This is probably going to sound gross. Got hair in my throat. Sorry if that was gross for any of you, I promise. Promise. There would have been a lot more gross had I left the mic on. That was a hard time. I agree with you. Although, okay, so I went to Purdue. I didn't finish. Don't worry. I'm here handcrafting the skateboard decks. I'm not an engineer. And while I was there, I was in the longboarding club. And one of the guys in the club, and this is well before like electric motors were a big thing. Good. I'm glad. Somebody on the team made a longboard with a motor it was made out of a drill motor that charged itself when it went downhill, and it got him to class. Oh, thanks, nerd. I want to call you nerd because I like saying that. Thank you. Yeah, handcrafting skateboard decks for Life Skateboards, and happy to share it with you guys. Hey, I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Yep, our boards are... People love our boards. It's a very deep concave. You can pick whatever shape, wheelbase, size, all kinds of stuff you want. And then we apply them with our graphics with hand-carved Lino blocks. Ooh. Sorry, I just burped in the mic. My bad, guys. Again, it's been a very long day. But you can get real custom with us. So if you want us to like razor top the edge on your board, we'll do that for you. Yep, Indiana. Indianapolis, my whole life. The shop itself was originally in Muncie, Indiana, and now it's in New Pal. So we're just 20 minutes east of Indianapolis. I was just at Q Skate Park this morning. Gotta make a grocery stop on the way home. I need to remind myself. Yep, Life Skateboard. So the website is lifeskateboard.com. It's singular. It's easy to find us on Instagram, Facebook, Google. It's pretty easy to find us everywhere. And then me personally, you can reach out to me at Stranger Casper on Instagram if you have any questions. Oh, you're from Valpo. Awesome, dude. So the actually the long panhead that I was talking about went to Valpo. Good friend. Actually, if you're in Valpo, you might know our friend Ryan Sullivan. He runs a bike shop out that way. You had spaghetti? I could use some spaghetti. Spaghetti sounds great, actually. Casper's Keeper, if you're watching, I would love some spaghetti. Grip tape? We do not make grip tape, but we sell grip tape. This is board making. So the boards, this is the first step. We glue the boards together. We press them. They're in the press for 24 hours. They cure for 7 days. Then we got to cut out the shape it, sand it, apply the graphic, clear coat, and then you apply the grip tape, or we can do it for you if you want. A lot of people like to apply their own. I personally actually don't skate normal grip tape. I skate DKL non-abrasive grip tape. Yeah, I'll take some spaghetti tonight. I got to be up early to teach the kiddos how to skateboard weird. That's what I've been doing. So, I hope if anyone's watching this is upset by this, sorry. Actually, I'm not. If you're excited by what I'm about to say, awesome. You're great. So today I was at Q, and I was trying to teach this kid how to do a sweeper, okay? And I described it to him, but I didn't approach it or show it to him. And instead of turning front side, he turned backside. And if you don't know what that is, that's called a gym jam, which is invented by Jim Gray. He's a great friend and good people and awesome. Shoes are very pricey. Yeah, went and did a backside sweeper. So gym jams. I saw a kid do a gym jam today. That made me very happy. You don't normally see gym jams. They're awkward, they're weird, and I love them. Sounds like I'm describing skateboarders as a whole. They're awkward, they're weird, and I love them. Most of them. Most of them. I used to think it was all of them. And then I learned some people just own a skateboard. I don't say that a lot, sorry. All right. Back off of that topic real quick. And we are on to the actual pressing. All right, so let's load these separators in here. Hardly know her. All right, so I gave myself a little more room this time, hoping that I don't have to have an alignment fiasco again. And people have suggested like make pins for alignment and things like that. Unfortunately, that's just not an option. Sometimes we put different veneer in here. Sometimes we're pressing youth boards that are a little bit thinner. So it's just not an option, unfortunately. All right. That one's lined up real good. All right, we gotta slide these next two in here. All right, and the last one we got to fit in there is just the upper part of the wide mold and the youth mold. This might take a little bit of finagling, but we'll figure it out. Yeah, it's gonna take a little bouncing. So we are having a bit of an alignment fiasco. All right, so we are gonna have to back these jacks off just a little bit here. I changed the height on these jacks before the live started and could have done a better job. There we go. That's it there. All right, that should give us some more room there. And there we go. That's all I needed. So I did set it up right, but somebody didn't drop the jacks all the way down. Now, who do we have to blame for that? Just one person. And it's the guy that fixed it too, so I guess I can't be that mad. He did fix it. All right, let's grab these sticks from the last one and get this raised up. We're gonna be double checking and triple checking alignment. It's the fly on the wall's fault. Is there a fly on the wall? There might be. I've been hearing buzzing this whole time and it's been a little annoying. We're gonna get this pretty close to under pressure, and then we were gonna double check the alignment. There's that alignment check. Yeah, hey everybody. I didn't, but Live John in the chat right there. You know what? I don't know you, bud, but thanks for popping in here. Thanks for feeling like you needed to share your music, and I hope everybody that's watching goes and checks you out. Go check out a Live John, guys. I'll check it out after the live. All right, double checking the alignment here. Looks good, looks good. Looks good all the way around. Let's watch these kicks go. You know me, man. When you got the opportunity to either, I mean, like, there's nothing's gonna hurt me from being nice like that. You know what I mean? It doesn't cost me anything to read somebody's name. All right, there's them. How long is this press? This one, I'm actually gonna go ahead and pull out a measuring tape for you. Thank you. And I will compare these last two presses just so we can get an accurate measurement, because I'm not entirely sure. It's definitely, it was a dream of mine, and I'm very grateful that I get to do this for a living. So, all right, here are two presses right next to each other here. They both have the same concave. We have 6 more boards to press after this. I am running out of steam. It's been a very long day, but we're gonna get this answered for you. So the long, which is this guy right here, this upper mold is actually a youth mold. This is the wide mold. I apologize. Hold on. It's been a long day. This right here is our, why am I having trouble today? Yeah, all right, I had it right the first time. Long mold, wide mold. Long mold is 36 inches long. The wide mold is 35. So the kicks are just a little bit closer together on the wide mold. Same concave though. Whew. How long does it stay in the press? Good questions. So it's in the press. It's in the press under pressure for 24 hours. I honestly don't know how many pounds of pressure. I just know that using my body weight works. Yeah, 24 hours in the press and then 7 days curing before the shape is cut out. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna be loading up 6 boards into the standard press. Now these are standard 7-ply. They're a little bit less surface area, but they have those pretty funky colors in them. So now when we do go to the pressing, you guys get to see some funky colors come out. Yeah, it's exactly what a Casper weighs. And we will never know that. Yep. So we press multiple boards. The most that we put in a mold itself is 3. That way we don't lose the concave across them. So what those were, we just loaded up. That's actually a double press. I put 4 in there because doing 6 of them with that big of a board, it takes a little bit longer, and I'd be getting into the glue playtime. Robin is awesome. Thank you so much for that. And now I get to write, since he didn't put a note, Robin is awesome. That's inside of somebody's skateboard now. So can you get a custom graphic? Not really. And the reason for that is because the way we apply our graphics is a hand-carved lino blocks. A lot of your custom graphics are going to be heat transfers, and we are very, very against heat transfers here at Life Skateboards. So what we do is we commission a local artist to hand carve the relief image into a lino block material, kind of like a big stamp, and then we apply them by hand. So if you want, you could talk to the owner about commissioning something like that, but it is extremely expensive. And then, you know, it's just a graphic that we have. So, nope, we just use maple. We believe that we can make a stronger board than most of the factories in the industry by focusing on the all wood construction board. So between our hand rolling the glue, long press and cure times, no heat, made to order, and you know, not waiting on a warehouse shelf before it gets shipped to a shop and then maybe your feet. It's just, our boards tend to last longer than your normal all wood construction board. And we really chase that all wood construction feel as well. Yes, dude, start screen printing. Screen printing is awesome. Heat transfers suck. Screen printing, awesome. Jeez, I cannot talk today. You know it. Ain't no heat in here. Whew. It is a bit toasty outside, though. Rob, is it hot in PA? It's really hot here. These are going to be some pretty boards. So we're color applying each of these. All right, remember, we're doing 6 of these now. So it's going to be a little bit longer on this one, or maybe, since it's a little less surface area, about the same amount of time. Life's located in Indiana. We're in New Powell right now, just 20 minutes east of Indianapolis. We're in Indiana, my friend, not Paraguay. I've actually never been out of the U.S. I'm hoping that I might be able to get a passport and go visit Stephen DeKay sometime this summer. Of course, man. 76. All right. Well, it got real hot last time we were there, so there is a pretty neat pool, so. I also have a gift for him from the Elephant March, which is a band from northwestern Indiana. They are actually going to be playing with CKY, I believe, in November. So Somebody made a custom hat for the BAM man, so got to bring that with us. I got that, and hopefully I'll be bringing home some of those CBD rollers because I need to bring home some. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Anything within the US is very doable. So we ship everywhere in the US and we do ship all over the world, but I will warn you if you're looking at international shipping kind of sucks across the board right now. Ours is a flat rate, so if you order with some friends, it offsets it. Do we have any freestyle boards? We can make them. You're just gonna have to talk to Sam about it. We don't have any shapes listed on the website because most of our shapes, I mean, we're known for a concave. So we just have an extremely deep concave. But you might be able to talk to Sam, the owner, by reaching out through the Life Skateboards Instagram, Facebook, or email and asking him if he can do that for you. Yeah, I used it in Corden. That thing was so good. It's a lidocaine roller. It's mainly lidocaine. It's so good. No, sir. Thank you for asking that question. That's a great question. Heat transfers suck. So no, we apply all of our graphics with hand-carved lino blocks. It has been a good talk for graphics today. Thank you for opening up the door for that again. So heat transfers suck because the thing that weakens the bond between wood and glue is heat. So while it's a super easy way to mass produce a graphic, a photorealistic graphic, or really any graphic, it kind of leaves the customer hanging with the damage on the board. So we elect to use lino block printing. Another method is screen printing. Even stencils are better than a heat transfer. And I will say heat transfers suck until I'm blue in the face. Oh yeah, dude, I hate it. And then, all right, rant time, industry rant time. Tell me why I keep seeing ads for these companies that are like, we make skateboards and we do the graphics on them and we do blah, 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 blah. And I see them screen printing. But what they're actually doing is screen printing onto a heat transfer to have that heat transfer transferred onto a skateboard. Like, why would you do the thing that helps quality before, unless it's just for looks to be able to say you did it? All right, thanks. I'm done now. I'm done. Hi, Nick. There went my rant. You guys can get me into industry rants pretty easily. Like, why does everybody skate a popsicle? Why does everybody got to look down and be bored? Because the industry was like, hey, you're going to skate this. It's the easiest thing for me to make, and I want to make a bunch of them. And we ate it up. We ate it up, guys. It's our fault. It's all of our faults. Rob, Imp, Nick, all of us. It's all our faults. We did this to ourselves. All right, I think that was fun. I'm not going to lie. I haven't gone on a rant like that in a while. Skate, I have really bad news for you. Unless it came, but I got better. I got better. Unless your board came in a loose bag, it was likely heat transferred. The majority of the way you can pick out a screen printed board at your local skate shop. Not a lot of people know this, but if you're looking around for boards and you see that everything's in a cellophane, but there's this Madness deck over there that's got a loose bag around it, or there's this New Deal deck on the wall that has a loose bag around it. The reason for that loose bag is because they don't want the ink from the screen print coming off onto the cellophane. So they put it in a loose bag because it was screen printed. Okay, yeah, we'll take a heat transfer for the wall. Heat transfers are for looking at. Heat transfers are for looking at, not for things that are made to take a beating. They make things real pretty, real fast. But I've been making jokes. I've been making jokes about, what was it? I pissed off somebody a while back by saying something like, I swear these companies can put a shiny heat transfer on a 2x4 and you idiots would eat it up. Primitive. Sorry. Sorry, Primitive. Man. Because the first thing someone commented was, dude, Primitive makes good boards. Primitive doesn't make good boards. You know it. You guys got me. It has been a long day. I'm at rant level right now. I am at rant level. But I swear, man, dude, and it bums me out too because, like, it gets me kind of stoked, but I know. Yeah, I know. That was the joke. That was the joke, though, was that Primitive doesn't, BBS does. Maybe our shovel 10-inch, maybe our 1990, maybe our 1982. What I would suggest is you go to lifeskateboard.com and just kind of look through everything. You're going to be able to kind of pick out some noses that fit I'm sorry, you'll be able to catch the noses that you want as you're scrolling through. Start there and find something that's in your range. But we have a ton in that 10-inch range. And if we don't have something, you let us know. We'll make it for you. Huh? Keep planning to use the board. The graphics are going to be destroyed. Yeah. Yeah, they are. Yeah. Of course the graphics are going to get destroyed. That's part of it. It's part of the beauty of it. Casper's Keeper is here. I don't know if it's hard to do. Really? There's just not a lot of people are doing it. It seems to be factories that are cutting corners in production, taking over the whole of production in the skateboarding industry. Your graphics are scratch and sniff? Okay, that's pretty cool. I would take a scratch and sniff graphic any day. Am I a boat builder? Depends. We have a barge. I'm a skateboard maker, but we do have some boats that we sell, as in boards all the way up to 14.6 inches wide. Hey, thank you. And what you're referring to there is the GoFundMe that was set up by my friend Shell to help us get on the road after I got smoked by a semi and insurance is not helping. Anything further on there is going to go towards the ridiculous insurance and the payments that we unfortunately had to end up with. And I will say as well, I know some people were commenting things like that was a poor choice of a car. You guys are going to learn a little bit about me today. I'm very poor. I have been very poor for a very, very long time. That's all I could get. So it is what it is. Things are going to turn around for me. I was just coming off of recovering from a hernia repair surgery, so wasn't in the best position when all that went down anyway. So that's just all I could get. In the meantime, I made sure to warranty the transmission because I was warned about that transmission on that Nissan. And don't worry, I've got that thing warranted for as long as I'm planning on keeping it. So my goal with it is to hopefully hold out until I can pay it off and get something a lot more reliable that's going to last me a lot longer. So yeah, no, it's casual. It's it is crazy. It is wild to me. It's going to be a very long time before I see anything to take care of it. But we do have an attorney involved. Stay in handmade. We will never move to CNC. I'll show you the shaping room in here in a little bit. You know it, Travis. You know it. I think I misunderstood what you said there, though, bud. I think I missed something. Thank you, John. Which shape do you have, John? I love when our customers pop in here. It's just a game we play. Oh, yeah, you're right. Absolutely, it's not real. But if I don't make a payment, I lose my car. That part's a little bit real. Oh, but we do have a plan. It is going to leave me extremely busy outside of board making and skateboarding. But we're going to get our life back on track and get back to normal again. Nice. That's for sure. Yeah, she's gonna get me from point A to point B for now, and like I said, I warranted the transmission, which will likely go out. We'll find out. I'm gonna be taking a 10-hour drive very soon. 10-hour one-way drive very soon. It is pretty fun. So today at the Q camp, I bring out the 14.6-inch wide board. The Lucero 10-inch OG. So you're gonna have to bear with me here for a minute. We've got 2 more of these to glue up. This is the most time-sensitive pressing that I have. But once we raise this up, we are done pressing for the day. So when we're done with that, I'm gonna go ahead and go into the shaping room, and I'll show you all the templates and show you what I think is pretty close to it. Although the Lucero, that's kind of got like a pool-ish nose with a fishtail that's square, right? I think we do have some stuff like that. So in a minute here, we'll be able to go into the shaping room. I'll pull some templates off the wall and tell you what I think. But I'm trying to remember because I know I've seen that Lucero before. Okay, cool. I will keep that in mind when we go into this next room here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 2 more of these to glue up, and then we'll raise up the press, see all the pretty colors popping out of it, and then we'll go show off some of those shapes in the other room. It's crazy that I remembered that Lucero shape. I don't really remember other companies' shape, but I can even see the graphic. I can even see the graphic in my head. I think we got something that'll work for you. All right, we got these 2 red bottoms going now. Absolutely. Yep. It's exactly what was hitting my. I know. I think my buddy Davian had that board for a while at Major Taylor's because he was skating the Jeff Kendall for a little while, and then I know he went to. There was a Lucero he skated, and then there was a. Did Lucero have a flat bottom concave board? Somebody did from Santa Cruz. That is an interesting concave for sure. I don't like it personally, and we don't have it here, but. Hey, thanks, Chelsea. Oh yeah, also, Robin, because you donated again. Where's my pen go? Robin is rad. Just got written inside of somebody's skateboard. You're in two people's skateboards today. Thank you, Skate. It's what I love to do. It's, I mean, skateboarding's definitely saved my life, given me lifelong friends and connections that I'll never be able to, that I would have never been able to create otherwise. So being able to have a hand in producing the thing that provides that type of joy really gives me joy. Travis, we use Typebond 2. Some people get some blood in their skateboards. Some people get some notes in their skateboards, you know? Some people get blood, sweat, and tears in there. I cry a little bit while I make skateboards. It's from joy, I promise. That's that really pretty one that had to end up being a core. Yes, sir. I'm making handcrafting skateboards for Life Skateboards. We are located in New Pal, Indiana, just 20 minutes east of Indianapolis, so smack dab in the middle of the U.S. We ship all over the U.S. and the world. You can go to lifeskateboard.com and get exactly what you want from us. What you're watching me do right now is the first step. You know it, Travis. There was an experiment with Typebond 3, just not necessary. I completely lost my train of thought. Sorry, guys. We got one more to do here. And then it's on to pressing. And then I get to show you guys the shapes in the other room and look for a 10-inch Lucero-esque or old school Black Label-esque shape. Marwood and a secondary veneer supplier. So it is a veneer supplier. Thoughts on the skate industry in 2026. The skateboarding industry you know what? I'm going to say some things. There's 41 people on here that are going to listen to a rant that they may not want to hear. All right. So a lot of people, when they talk about the industry being oversaturated, they're talking about pros. Like there's too many pros. That's stupid. The more pros in skateboarding is awesome. What happened in skateboarding is the market itself is oversaturated with the same wood with different colors on it. That's it. There's no difference in the actual product, just how the product looks. So there's this weird, strange idea of competition when there is no competition. I mean, the competition between brands is all the same wood shops. So it's corner cutting. It's a lot of the industry has been cash grabbing, like the blind bag. I'm sorry, the blind bags piss me off. You can be mad at me for it. You cannot be mad at me for it. Yes, Typebond 3 would be better for water. However, the experiment was done with Typebond 2 and Typebond 3 with uncuts left outside. So not much of a difference. Just don't put these things in water either. But yeah, the skateboarding industry as a whole, I think, is becoming oversaturated with the same wood, made the same way, with different colors on it. There's been a lot of cash grabs like the blind bags. Well, yeah, that's the other thing. So that actually isn't a result of the current industry. So this is something that I was fascinated with because I was working in a skate shop while I was watching the prices go up. And this is what happened. So for years in skate shops, the boards got them in the door, the shoes paid the bills. So shops were keeping board prices low to help out skaters, which was awesome for a very, very long time. And shoe sales were making up for that. Well, now there's a lot of online sales. Shoe sales aren't making the money anymore, and the board prices had to catch up. So if you noticed in like 2021, board prices started to skyrocket and get to where they were actually supposed to be. And now they are continuing to skyrocket. Will there ever be a truly unbreakable skateboard? Absolutely. Absolutely. And in mass, yes, there will. Now, will that board have all wood construction feel? No. I have actually had my feet on some that are claimed to be indestructible, and I'm not talking about the flight decks. And it's just a different feel. So I personally enjoy the all wood construction feel. I like the sound. I like the response of the board to concrete. I like the response of the board to pressure. I like the damage that the board gets. I don't know how else to say that. Like the board gets pressed in instead of chipping out. So that's, I don't know. I think achieving an unbreakable skateboard is going to lose some of the feel. I agree with you right there too. Yep, we ship all over the world, including Canada. Consolidated. Man, I wish they were still around. That's awesome. You happen to pop on the live where I'm not wearing the Consolidated hat. Don't do it. Yeah, I agree with you. You're a casual. That's why with the life boards, like they're gonna wear down. They're gonna have your normal wear and tear, but it's gonna last a little bit longer. So, hey, thank you, JS. I appreciate you. What you can expect lives like these, and maybe even some really cool lives this upcoming weekend. Who knows? Rob might be on the live with me when I'm in Pennsylvania. All right, we just glued up the last one. We're gonna tape up either end, take them over here, load them in the press, squeeze that colorful glue right out of there, and then I'm gonna show you that 10-inch Lucero-esque board. Alrighty, getting 6 of these guys in here. We pulled 6 out this morning. That means tomorrow we're gonna have 12 in a stack, and Thursday night we'll have our 18. All right. I've been doing this for 4 years. Sam, the owner of the company, has been doing it since 2012. All right, so this next step here is just pressing. So we're going to be focusing on alignment as we place these in there and also as we raise the press up itself. So we got this plastic separator in here. Separator, I hardly know her. If that's getting old, sorry, it will not stop. All right. And I'm gonna try to align these plastic separators here so that you guys can see the edges of the boards really well. I'm gonna try my best. And I might even flip the camera around so you guys can watch it in a little bit of a higher quality as well. All right. Throw that in there, and now we're gonna throw this center mold. Now remember, we only put 3 in each mold max. Start putting more in there, and you start losing some of the concave on those center boards. But with 3, we maintain the same great deep concave that we are all so proud of. All right. Got a little bit of glue on here to scrape off. All right, let me grab these last 3. We'll throw them in this press, raise her up. And then move on to finding that Lucero. So once these guys are in the press, they are under pressure for a minimum of 24 hours, and then they cure for 7 days. So when we pull these out, we mark what date they were put in there. And then after they sit in a stack of their own concave for a minimum of 7 days, they can be cut out into the shape that you order. Alrighty. So I'm gonna get you guys nice up close and personal with these presses here. All right, I'm gonna flip the camera around for better quality on it. And now you guys can watch this glue kind of squeeze out on us. My favorite Casper, as far as like my graphics go, I don't know. There were some that I've done for customers that I really like, but I can't really remember them right now. And I hope I'm not misunderstanding the question there. All right. These jacks need to be tightened down, apparently. Sorry, guys. This one's going to have a much colorful squeeze out than the other two. Wow. I have very minimal squeeze out on these, which is good for no minimal waste, but not good for showing you guys. There you go. There's some pretty stuff going on there. Thank you, bud. My favorite Casper, Casper slides, probably. Favorite pro skater. I'm partial to Bam. I'm pretty partial to Bam. Jaime Mateo is probably my favorite out of them. He's also awesome. And then favorite company before this, probably Madness before they screwed over Bob Weiss. Yeah, Bam is. Of course, yeah. Love Bam. All right, so this is the shaping room right in here. This is where all of the boards start to get their shapes. So these things on the walls here, these are shape templates. So I was thinking something in like the 1989 range right here. So let's pull some stuff off the wall. So we are not in Muncie anymore. We are located in New Powell, but the shop is up in Muncie, Indiana. So this is the 1989 shape right here. Kind of a fishtail, kind of a pool nose. Width is tape measures in the other room. It is 975 at its widest right there. Robin, what you think? So 1989 is 975 right there. You know what, man? Robin? Yeah, not that one. This guy's a little bit fatter and shorter. This is the 1986. Got a little bit more of a snubbed nose on it right here. More shovel-ish. So this has a little bit more of a shovel instead of rounded there. Not entirely a shovel, but let's see here. This 1985 is 1986.5 is that one's actually right at 10 inches. So that's a good choice right there. McCrank. You don't hear that name a lot. Thank you, bud. So what do you think? 1986, Robin? 1986.5. That would be what this one is here. And then another thing that we can do for you is, so here is our hammerhead. And where is our shovel nose? So here's our shovel head right here. So that's more of the shovel you're looking for. It does matter. So each of these, some of these templates come off of the longer one, some of them the shorter one. You know it, JS. But Robin, one thing you can do is you can say like, okay, here's the shovel nose I want. Do you have a shape that lines up with the tail of it? Here is the template for our big knucklehead right here. This guy is pretty big. 10-inch, yep. This is a 10-inch wide knucklehead right here. So this is the big knucklehead on the website. We also have a medium and a normal knucklehead. Right here. So, yep, we got knuckleheads as well. There you go. Okay, so there's your 10-inch knucklehead. And remember, you can twin this if you want. So this has a normal tail and a knuckle nose. You can have a double knuckle if you want to at this size. You just got to let us know. So, I'm going to have to hear Bam's not a story. Yep, so this is the big right here. I will grab the... Where's the middle? Where'd the middle knucklehead go? Uh-oh. I'm wrong. There is no middle, apparently. We just have the knucklehead, the double knuckle, and the big knuckle. I forgot. Sorry. Nope. So, although I do a trick that is considered a knuckle huck in snowboarding. Nope. Big meaning big. It has a 14.75 wheelbase. And the big knucklehead does have a 15.5, but we can make that wheelbase shorter for you if you want. Yeah, we can always make your wheelbase shorter for you. There was a question. So no, actually, so a knucklehead is not hard to skate. When you think about it, so this is a popsicle template right here, right? So when you're popping off of this corner of the pocket, popping off of this point right here, popping off of this corner, popping off of this point. When you're skating a square tail, everywhere in this triangle is going to end up popping off of the same wide point right here because of all that surface area right there. Now, if you're skating a knucklehead, that creates 3 triangles. 1 triangle, 2 triangle, and 3 triangles. So those are all different directions your board is going to go with downward pressure. So it's not harder to skate, just different. Personally, my signature shape has a knuckled nose on it so that I can flip it backwards and have some versatility. It seems to help with varial heels. It seems to help a lot with my fakie frontside heels. Um, so the heroin eggs are, you're going to hear me rant about another company again. Sorry, heroin. Maybe don't name your company after addictive drugs that killed my friends, and I won't be upset about it. So if you've ever looked really closely at the concave on those boards, it looks like an accident. It looks like they set a popsicle down in the center of it, and they just satellite dished it out to the edge. So here at Life Skateboards, you know we do everything right. So give me a second. I'll show you something. Disconnected? I'm sorry. I'm coming with a surprise. So this is a Mega Roll XL from Life Skateboards. Look at that concave. It actually has a wheel flare all the way to the edge. It's a lot easier to skate than that skimboard looking satellite dish that some... Never mind. I heard it was a vein candy company. Anyway, yeah, 14.6. I've tray flipped this thing. It's fun. It's fun. This is 13-inch wide trucks with 14.6-inch wide board. We have a 15-inch press that we get these out of. We've got several different shapes in this size. We've got our twin. We've got a panhead. And we've got an aggro extreme, which is really fun. Oh, dude, I brought this to the camp, the Q skate park camp today. I was helping run that. It's kids ages like 5 to 13. And I just kind of set this down and watch what happens to it. It's so fun to watch these kids just fall in love with playing with this thing because it's not like it's harder to flip. I will say that. It's heavier. So it's not like they're going to be doing flip tricks and stuff like that. They're not learning a lot on it, but they're just having fun on a skateboard. So they pick this thing up, and it's so hard not to smile while you're skating this thing. It's hard to skate. It's fun to skate. It's a challenge to skate, but it's definitely possible to skate. That's it. It will seat a family of 4. Yeah, honestly, what's really cool about these is they have such a huge pocket that when you do a pop shove it, it just kind of happens. It's so hard for the board to flip that when you do a shove it, you can just pop the living shit out of that thing and it's not going to catch primo or anything. Oh, absolutely. I've coffined on these. I do frontside 50s laying down into coffin. Oh, they don't. So they don't really, you can't really patent a shape. Um, if that were the case, there would be a company that we'd be really upset about that's named after arm candy that took this shape 3 weeks after we made it. Let's not forget that. And that's not like a dang, this thing looks kind of like it. You can literally set our shape on top of theirs. It's kind of wild. So the website is lifeskateboard.com, but unfortunately, yes. So they will, it's not that they patent it, the concave itself, they will keep it a secret. That is something that, like, we don't let a lot of uncuts out of our shop because that's how you can recreate a concave. And a brand itself isn't going to have a specific concave. It's the wood shop that has the concave. So that is a really good point you just brought up there. That is a great point there. Yeah, and the stories behind them, I don't like. They have an awesome team, awesome. But whenever I talk badly about a brand, I am talking about the product itself. Especially if that's what I'm talking about. I have nothing against the riders or the team. If I have something against a person, I am going to flat out say it. I'm pretty straightforward on that. I personally skate the Casper 3.0. It's a shape that I designed. It's the third version of that shape. This is the template for it. Right here. It's got a popsicle tail with these curves on it that dip in a little bit, kind of like a fishtail. I like to hang my toe off and my heel off to bash it into Smith grinds and fun stuff like that. These curves work really nice for my front foot impossibles and for front and like front side airs, layback air varials and things like that. It feels really ergonomic in your hand. These curves feel really ergonomic in your hand for nose grabs, leans, and things like that. And then the knuckle just gives it a little bit of versatility on the pop. But I'm going to end up getting off of here real quick, guys. I got to go grab some food on the way home. Go get Casper's keeper some company. Take the lorry doggy out. And I got to get up early to be at the Q Skate Park camp tomorrow. Skull Skates. Hey, thank you, JS. I appreciate you. But I will be back tomorrow, 9 a.m. tomorrow. I'm going to be helping out with a camp over at Q Skate Park. And after that's done, I'm going to come in here and I'll go ahead and show you guys what I have to do tomorrow. These are the stacks of boards that we're going to shape tomorrow. This is a big old stack of popsicles right here. And we got some boars and hogs over here. So tomorrow is going to be a fun one. We're going to start off shaping. I need to press as much as I can before I go to Pennsylvania. So we're also going to press, and then Thursday night we are going to have a very late live. I'm going to probably DoorDash all day, just getting ready for that trip. So thanks again. If you're new to the live, thank you for coming in. If you're a new subscriber, thanks for supporting, and thanks for being here. Glad I could spend the evening with you. You guys have a great night, and get a life at lifeskateboard.com. Thank you.